Good afternoon to all our listeners and viewers of the NDC Heartbeat podcast. We're happy to welcome all of you on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. We want to welcome especially those who are listening on radio via WeFM, Vibes FM, Spice Capital Radio. We've got 100.5 FM out of Labby in Grenville. We have Right Along out of Brooklyn, New York. Of course, the Heartbeat is now again back on YouTube. And of course, we on our Facebook page. So, welcome to another Heartbeat episode for this beautiful Sunday in Grenada. A little bit cloudy outside, but we welcome that. We're going to be chatting today with Kyron Baptiste. He is the chairman of the Kellon Baptiste Foundation. Many a times when you mention Kellon, you tend to say Bob. But he's the chairman of the Kellon Baptiste Foundation, and with him is executive director of the foundation, well-known Paul McIntyre. We're going to be chatting with them, and thereafter, that's in the first segment. Then in the second segment, we're going to share with you the full presentation of Senator the Honorable Claudette Joseph's presentation at May Day celebrations on Thursday. So stay with us. We'll be back with you in a moment.
A home is more than just four walls and a roof. It is a place of safety, comfort, and where children dream, where families grow, and where communities are built. Yet still, for too many Grenadians, the dream of secure housing is just that, a dream. Our government cannot ignore these basic decade-long challenges. These are not just housing issues. They are social, economic, and environmental issues that affect the development of our nation. We are committed to investing in housing programs that put people first, especially the most vulnerable, single mothers, the elderly, and the differently abled. In many cases, these are our neighbors who are struggling to make ends meet. And so we must act now. Access to housing, clean water, and indoor sanitation facilities should not be a luxury. These are basic human rights. Our government is rising to the challenge. We will ensure that no family in Grenada is left behind.
The house, so we had to try and see how we can fix the house for you. We're looking to see how we can fix the house. The house.
Is that my house?
Yeah, we had to fix it. Yeah?
Then I want a good house.
Alright, so we'll work on that for you.
Huh?
We'll work on getting a good house for you.
Yes, right.
Very good.
Welcome back to the NDC Heartbeat podcast. In studio with me is Kyron Baptiste. He is the chairman of the Kellon Baptiste Foundation. And he will be telling us lots about that, along with an executive director of the organization. He too will be sharing. And later on, we'll be having the full presentation of the speech delivered by Senator the Honorable Claudette Joseph, the Minister for Labor. We'll be sharing that with you because lots of you folks didn't hear it because of some little technical glitch that may have occurred on Labor Day with her presentation. So that will be coming to you at around 12:30 maximum thereabout. So stay with us for that. So let me say welcome to you, gentlemen. Glad to have you in studio.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, and thanks for the listening public out there.
Great, fantastic. So, Kellon, first of all, tell us what is the Kellon Baptiste Foundation all about?
Yes, sir. So, the Kellon Baptiste Foundation was founded in 2022 in honor and memory of the late Kellon Baptiste, who was a national goalkeeper for Grenada for many years. And one of his forte was teaching and developing young athletes to reach their highest potential. So we decided to continue his legacy by establishing this foundation. So the foundation is all about empowering young athletes, both boys and girls, to reach their highest potential through training, opportunities, and scholarship. So the work of the foundation is all about young athletes and helping them achieve that mission and goal in life.
Any relationship, Kyron, Kellon?
Yes, that's my big brother.
Your big brother?
Yes,
Right.
Absolutely. And I wanted to just carry on the legacy. He told me to continue that when he's gone. So I took it, on the family. I invited some other people around me to help me carry out his legacy. So that's what we have been doing since 2022.
Great.
And it's been a great success so far.
Fantastic. And what kind of benefits would you say the organization brings to young athletes and the sporting fraternity?
Well, we offer young talented athletes full scholarship. So our goal is to get these athletes off island. So we don't want to see these athletes falling through the cracks like what happened 20 years ago with athletes being so talented but yet no opportunities for them. So we want to bridge that gap, get athletes off the island, pursue their academic and professional goals. And so far the foundation has 2 athletes right now, one in St. Bernard from Grenville and a Keeney Redhead, which is a member of Paul McIntyre basketball team. And they are doing very well. They just made it to the Final Four in March. They lost in the Final Four run, but ESPN was talking about these guys being from Grenada in the tournament. So that was, a good thing for us in terms of sport tourism. And Enel is now about to transfer to a top program, Indiana State in Indiana, and the future is bright for this kid. He has been doing so great that all eyes on him right now. So
all right. So we're talking about young athletes attending university or state school in the United States or Canada, wherever they may be.
Yes.
Absolutely. What about those locally?
So we look at camps here. We do camps here and tournaments here where we can identify those young talent, right? Our goal is to negotiate full scholarship for these athletes. There is no part tuition, no. We want to hear that there's a commitment for a full scholarship. So we have camps every year where we bring these athletes together. Coach Pablo will run the training program with them and identify these athletes now and give them that development they need to get to the next level. And with that, we bring in coaches from the US, UK to help to make it happen.
Fantastic. Well, let me ask Coach Paul McIntyre, a man who has been involved in sports and so many other things in Grenada for many, many years. What inspired the creation of this, notwithstanding the fact that, Kellon, deceased Kellon, his brother Kyron has, made that commitment. But what has inspired you to get involved in that organization?
Well, I have been involved in youth development for 42 years. 42 years.
And that's EC, right?
And that's, well, maybe you, you may call it, yes. But I love to see, because, I was a top athlete on island. I was a top sprinter in the days of GBSS. And at the end of school, it ended there. And then I picked up basketball. And I've seen so much talent go down the gutter. I was a member of the Grenada Basketball Association. I put a number of programs in place to help develop. I had an ambassadorship program that ran Grenada, the United States at that time, where we have people seek to look for opportunities for our athletes. And the support was very little, But I stick it. And then I met Kyron. And he said, I said to Kyron, he told me what he was going to do. And I said, look, I see one athlete in Grenada right now. And it was NDC Bernard. And that took off. Enel was the pioneer for our program. He has done such an excellent job. I mean, I am so impressed with this kid, his attitude, his work ethics, his discipline, and immediately he went to the school. That school saw and made commitment that, listen,
right away,
every year we want some athletes from Grenada.
Wow.
Because of that kid performance. We send the second one, which is a Keeney Redhead, and he again is exemplary. He's doing pretty well, and that is what we're about. We're looking for the best to keep Grenada name on the map. 1, 2, we're talking sports tourism, a lot of sports tourism, because you can see what is happening. They are now coming in. We have a coach coming, Gary. He's coming in from England. He's one of the top coaches. He coached a lot of NBA players. We have our former NBA player is coming this year. He was supposed to come last year, but he's coming this year. That's Ethan Thomas. His family background is Grenadian. His son is coming again, another D1 school. And we have Enel Bernard, as Kyron just mentioned, that is actually moving up to a D1 school, Indiana. I mean, that's where Larry Bird played basketball. So you see, you listen to the environment we're talking about. And what we're doing locally now, is actually preparing young talents just prior to the program that is coming. And we are going to include now girls in the program. So because there are demand for female basketballers.
Fantastic. Karen, how do you therefore keep up with the demand locally? And what sort of structure you have in place to identify these talents?
That's a great question, Terry. So my go-to guy here is of course Coach Pablo. So we try to work with the schools and the ministry to see where we can find the talent, because I see it, on Facebook, on live tournaments, but we want to be on the ground. So Coach Pablo will tell me, hey, there is 2 athletes from Granville Secondary School, there is 2 from GBSS. We get them in the camp. We start with the camp, right? That's important. We get them to the camp, and then we develop them from the camp and put them on the right path. And we have to stay with them. We cannot do a one-off camp. That's not going to work. We have to keep doing this thing every year, come into Grenada and get it done. Get these kids in an elite program, right? That incorporates nutrition, incorporate training, qualified and coaches, and keep them on the right track. Or else we're just going to be spinning top and nut. So Coach Pablo is the guy that helped me identify these talent and get them ready for scholarships.
And who pays for all of this? Because the camp certainly would cost.
Right. Coach Pablo, you want to discuss that?
Well, we had the first camp last year, and I want to take my hats off to Minister Andy Williams. He did a great contribution towards the development.
I hope you
that
kept
camp.
him in the camp for
He
a
is
couple
there,
hours.
and no, to be honest, he was at the camp every night. He sat
Fantastic.
there with the athletes, with the coaches. He participated in, making sure everything is in place. And that attitude, sent a very strong signal. He made a commitment. He said, listen, next year, I'm going to be involved again. Because he understands the importance of giving our young athletes the opportunity for an international opportunity,
It's a lifetime opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he is 100% behind it. We thank Digicel. We want to thank Class Code Bay Marina. We want to Hubbards. There's a number of companies who really made it happen for us. And we want to say thanks. And I'm sure Grenada Electricity Company, we hope that everybody's back again this year. But this time I'm looking for the new Minister of Sport. I know she's a sports enthusiast, and we're looking for her support in a stronger way than it was last year.
Absolutely.
I know that she's going to be tip top based on what I'm seeing. We're looking at happening around our school, our sporting arenas. So we're looking for them. We're going to be meeting with them next week to ensure that we have everything is in place. Because if you're bringing in that caliber of coaches and so forth, you need to have a upbeat, quality and standard prepared for them, that kind of thing like that. And we have our athletes in Grenada that, for example, I coach 2 girls from St. Patrick's. And every Monday after training in the evening, I have to take them all the way back home to make sure the security of these young ladies is paramount important to us. That's what we stand for. And so we're going to do it as long as it's opportunities for these kids. It's been done free now, but I hope somebody might be saying, okay, I know the strain on you. We can come and help and do this and do that. But all in all.
So in other words, you are still looking for sponsorship assistance.
Oh yes, we're looking for that, and we're looking for it because it's not only for that event, but there are going to be a lot of follow-ups. We want to do a basketball caravan in the process where we go down to Granville a day and we do coaching there. We may bring our athletes there, but we give the young people an opportunity to see what it is, so that the interest would grow. We go to St. Patrick's, we go to all of the parishes, and with the same athletes, and show the people what the opportunities are there for basketball.
Karen, for those listening on, looking on also too, what would you like to share with them with respect to contact information if someone say, you know what, I want to make a contribution towards this very worthy cause?
Sure, absolutely. So we have an Instagram page called the Kellon Foundation Inc. You can go there and see all of our activities with our athletes, how they're doing, all the performances, where they are in this college, everything. We also have an email address, CalamityFoundationInc@gmail.com. You can contact me directly. I am based in Maryland, but I'm here a lot in Grenada and back and forth. I was here for the Intercall, to do some scouting for Intercall, and
Right.
I'm still here. It's been 3 weeks, and I'm still here. So now I have to run back up and come back down then for the camp on May 26th. So so it's been a lot. So yeah, we are available online, and you can contact any foundation member also for any
All
more
right.
information.
Well, we would try to put up on screen the email address, and of course there is a flyer which we'd like to also put up very shortly.
Yeah.
But tell me, notwithstanding the support and the encouragement that you've gotten via Minister Andy Williams, what kind of relationship exists with the government of Grenada, the Ministry of Sports, and other government officials?
Well, we have been engaging the Ministry of Sports, to be on board, have it as a partnership.
Right.
Because we want to keep this going, right? So you can't do a one-off. It can't be a one-off event. So we want to build that relationship with the ministry, with the government, and also with corporate Grenada. So I believe if the government could collaborate with us in terms of connecting us with different government agencies. For example, I'll give you an example. The Grenada Tourism Authority, right? We can work with them on integrated programs. For example, Inyasi Bernard, he going off to Indiana State University in the fall. The coach came to me and the coach said to me, Carol, we want to come to Grenada with a team on their own private jet or plane, charter plane to Grenada to train for a week or weekend. Now, that's sports tourism, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Can you imagine, Indiana State basketball landing on Montreal National Airport, coming to Grenada to train?
That's a big
so,
deal.
So Inyasi Bernard is a Grenadian. He's on that team. His game next season, he's flying private or charter to games, right? That's big for Grenada. So if you can make that connection with the tourism authority,
Well, consider it done.
and boost our sport tourism market,
Yeah.
then we can be in a good space, right? So we
Consider it
got to
done.
look at those type of,
Absolutely.
vision, for the future. Because once Enel goes there, then Akine is next. Akine will go on to Division 1 next year. It could be another top Division 1 program. So we want to start taking advantage of that.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the more athletes that we can have sponsored
Right.
and attend universities abroad, that can be a great attraction
Yes.
to bring their sporting team to Grenada for training,
exactly.
especially
Right.
during the winter months.
Yeah, that was the first question the coach asked me. Can we come to Grenada? I'm like, once we have and also, by the way, we need to start looking at an indoor facility because we cannot invite top teams
To play on concrete.
to play on concrete and to teach the game of basketball on concrete. So we want to, employ the ministries to start looking into that because that's important, right? Coach Gary, he trained NBA players, right? He used to, doing this stuff on a indoor court, teaching a player how to take a charge. That can be done on concrete. He falls on the ground, he can bruise up himself, right? So we need to have
Foundations.
proper infrastructure for sports, and that's something that we talk with the government. Yeah.
Well, it's no wonder why our athletes perform so well when they go abroad. They're accustomed with the concrete, they're accustomed with the hard knocks.
Yeah. In my days, I remember in my days at college, the coach said to me, how come you never get tired when you're playing? Remember, I was playing here in the sun, training on Granite Beach, right? I'm playing in an indoor facility. I'm like, this is easy. I can run up and down, the indoor facility.
Yeah.
Like, Baptiste, you just don't get tired. Oh, my coach, I'm fit. I'm training on the beach. So we just start looking along those lines to see how we can, get to the next level. We got to start thinking next level stuff and not doing things that we did 20 years ago. That was my time. We're 2025. We got to have modern techniques, modern applications, and have good qualified coaches to train these young athletes. Yeah.
Well, when we through this interview, remind me, I'll give you the contact information for the Minister of Sports and also the Senator, who is the Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Sport. So there can be some real collaboration taking place with respect to your foundation and the Ministry of Sport, Youth and Sport.
Yeah.
Because it's very important that we fast forward this initiative and get things moving.
Yeah.
The hotel industry, the Ministry of Tourism,
Right.
that's another area that we need to
Absolutely.
connect with and make things happen.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
as
Yeah.
you rightfully put it, these guys, they have their private jets. They can just fly an entire team to Grenada.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be flying with them next year, but I'll go into Bahamas for
Yeah.
a tournament in the Bahamas, so I could be on the plane with them. These guys have to have the stuff in place, to get stuff done. Another point I want to make is that we negotiate full scholarship for our athletes, right? But the athletes still need athlete support, meaning that sometimes the food may not go to the cafeteria. They want to eat outside one day during the week. If they're in a school a place that there's winter, they need to buy, winter clothes, right? They need to pay the phone bill. So apart from having a full scholarship, room and board, tuition, books, all of that, they still need that extra help. So we want to make a call to people in the diaspora or wherever, if they could help in that regard, because that's where a lot of athletes need the support from, and not just being on a scholarship. They want them to focus on the job. They want to go to school to get their strong academics, and to perform and represent the foundation and Grenada. So we don't want them wondering, well, where is my next, I can't go out and buy a meal if I'm eating cafeteria today. So that's part of the reason why we want to make a call to the diaspora to help in that regard.
Well, let me reinforce your call to the diaspora and to call upon the Grenadian diaspora, not just in the United States, but in Canada, they're in the UK, they're in Trinidad, they're all over the world.
Yeah.
And make a special call and ask them to really make whatever contribution they can to the foundation to assist young Grenadian aspiring athletes to make it big out there, not be struggling when you go out there and you can't concentrate. Exactly. Your mindset is all over the place.
No.
You got to be focused on what you're doing.
The job, yeah.
And if you're short on funds, then that creates a major mindset disturbance.
Yeah.
So just repeat again how someone willing to make a contribution or to be a donor, how can they get to your organization?
Right. So they can email Kellon Baptiste Foundation Inc. at
Kellon Baptiste Foundation Inc.
at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
Right. Now they can contact me in the US at my number 240-962 5975.
5975.
And my WhatsApp is 301.
Okay, so that number was your official office?
Yes, direct. You want to call me directly. And also
the WhatsApp number
is 301-256
right
2871.
Okay.
Because I travel so much that sometimes I'm in London, I'm in Grenada, I'm everywhere, so I tend to stay connected to.
Well, I hope folks in the diaspora have taken those numbers and that they have taken the email address, and hopefully you'll be flooded.
Well, yeah, the goal is to have, and we want to help us. We believe in Grenada's talent, right? We have a raw talent here, so if we can help as much as we can, we will do it. But these things takes investment.
Yep.
It takes financial resources. We can do as much as we can. At the end of the day, we want to help as much as we can. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's the main goal.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Paul, this must be quite a challenge for you to identify students in just about every school all over Grenada. How do you do it?
Well, put it this way, 42 years of experience. It's a lot of years.
I know experience comes, but exactly. This is hard work.
And it's, if you love something, you put your best foot forward in this. Yes, we've done that and been doing that for many years, and we've been successful in the choices we make. And as I said, Kellon just mentioned, we actually, Inel is our first going out. He was the pioneer, and it has been successful, and we're just following. There is a young one now by the name of Michael Checkley. We're looking at him right now. There was another one, Burke from St. Patrick's, but he got damaged, so we may not have to use him this year. But Checkley is the talent that we're looking at right now, and he is enthusiastic about moving forward. So we're going to be picking them up as we go along, and in the meantime, we are going to build a program where we identify athletes from early age so that they can now take the next step. So it's Terry at age 10, we monitor you right through to scholarship desk, kind of thing like that. And so that we could really, really give Grenada that opportunity. And I earlier on, Kyron mentioned the situation on indoor facilities. And Grenada is the safest country in the world, undisputed. I can say so because I've traveled, we all traveled and we've seen, we hear, and everything like that. And this is a marvelous opportunity for us to develop indoor facilities. Sports have now, we have been playing many, many years, that if I want to have an event like basketball and an outdoor court, we have a dry and a wet season, we have a climate change, you're getting rain anytime. Look what's happening now. You cannot host your championship and say, I want to start this date and I want to end this date. Secondly, where is the science being, where is the money generated aspect of it? Although somebody can stay on the back of a fence and watch the game, you pay to come in, that's maintenance for facilities and so forth. So we need to move to developing facilities on islands so that we can generate, it can maintain itself and give the best opportunity for growth in the sport from a skill standpoint.
Have you tried selling this to the business community? So they operate it as a business, they invest in this indoor facility, and they know they're investing for the development of young people, athletes, and they have a payback over 10, 20 years.
Well, put it this way, I've spoken to many even government officials and said, listen, this is the opportunity where you have the PPP, where we put down facilities, and you don't build just an indoor facility.
Right.
You build an indoor facility with amenities, supermarkets, all the different things, doctor's office, daycare center, restaurants, all this. So people rent that, and that takes care of the maintenance of the property. And then you can do a lot of activities. Queen Show is a show that can be played on an indoor facility.
Stick a pin there, because I believe there is someone who would like to ask you a question, and therefore the number is 423-3104. So interested caller is 423-3104. Yes, so please continue.
Yes, so this is the kind of ideas we want to put together, where sports, tourism, for example, you saw we had the Carifta Games here, and Jamaica was very disturbed that some of the athletes all the athletes couldn't stay together, that kind of thing like that. So if we build these amenities, sporting centers with hotels attached to it, that one school, if you have 3 on island, and you can now have netball played, basketball played, and the country, sports tourism is growing. So you have activities taking place. Now we can attract international schools. We can attract international organizations to host championships on island, sports tourism.
Yep.
And that's where we need to go.
That's a big thing. Sports tourism needs to really be placed on the front burner with a lot of emphasis.
Terry, we have good ideas.
Oh, yeah.
If they're going to build a committee to ensure to look at sports tourism, I'll give my service free, just to make sure it happens.
Thanks.
Yes.
I shall certainly pass that on. It's 423-3104 in case you wish to pose a question or make a comment to Kyron Baptiste or Paul McIntyre. They are of the Kellon Baptiste Foundation, so this is your opportunity.
Yeah.
Kyron, I know it's challenging for you because you don't, reside in Grenada permanently, but your back and forth is quite often.
Yeah.
And your mileage is obviously counting up.
Yeah.
Are you going to contribute some of that to the athletes or what?
Yeah, I go to every game, like Inel's game, a Kenya game, almost every game, especially the big game too.
Yeah.
I am there. So they're in Texas, so I do a lot of Texas trips. Right, London. His trainer is Coach Gary Maitland.
Yeah.
He's a legendary professional skills coach. So he goes for training in the off season. So sometimes I'm there with him, making sure that things go well, negotiation and stuff for him. But the thing is, Terry, is that when our foundation helps a kid, right, that kid helps his family, right? And remember, the family helps the community. So if you have great communities, you have a great nation.
Yep.
So that's part of our philosophy. We gotta start getting a lot of kids as much as we can out,
Right.
so they can contribute to the family and to the communities.
As you mentioned about family, what kind of cooperation or collaboration are you receiving from parents?
Well, specific for Inel and Akinde, we have a close relationship. You know, I go up to Grenville to meet his family when I'm here, spend some of the whole day with them, you know, at the house, talk with them, talk about Inel's progress and so forth. Mm-hmm. The parents, you know, for the other kids, they need to be more involved. You gotta be present. Mm-hmm. You can't just send your kids off for training and not. Yeah, I was at a game in Woburn last night watching football. My younger brother Keaton Baptiste, he plays for over Masters over 40, and his young daughter, she's only 4 years old, and she kept saying dada dada dada, kick the ball, almost the whole game, and she was cheering him on. So I'm like, this is a little girl. She's 4 years old, and she's there at 9 p.m. cheering her dad on.
Yeah,
that's the spirit. You know, the parents got to be involved.
That's great.
Yeah, they got to be involved.
But wait until she's 14, she'll be gone elsewhere.
well, we are exposed family, so you know, I'm hoping that she picks up something, you know, because she has a great interest in football.
Yeah.
So you know, I was very taken. I was like, wow, look at this girl cheering her dad on. Yeah.
Wonderful indeed.
Yeah.
So it's 423-3104 in case you wish to pose a question or make a comment to Kyron Baptiste, who is the chairman of the Kellon Baptiste Foundation, and also Coach Paul McIntyre, who is here, in case you have a comment or you have a question or you want clarity on any matter. So let me come back to Paul. Grandin's Court, the refurbishment that has taken place there, undertaken by the parliamentary representative, Andy Williams. Is there anything more that's needed there? He has done so much on that court in upgrading it.
I think phase one is the beautification. Mm-hmm. We are now, I'm just waiting, I think we should start by next Friday, where we're going to do the fence for the lawn tennis, mm-hmm. and a knock wall. That is going to be finished in the next 3 weeks' time. That again, we, Minister, do have a plan for upgrading the facility. But you know, I have a strong head too. I want an indoor facility. Mm-hmm. You know, because one of the things, our community is being plagued now that if loud music is being played, it's affecting, you know, the entire atmosphere there has changed, evolved from a community-based, unity-based, to a more wider scope. We have businesses, you have hotels, you have people living in the area now, and sometimes you have an event on the court and the noise level may affect them. Mm-hmm. So it's so crucial that we move into indoor because everything stays inside.
Right. And
nobody's affected, and everybody now can come in a positive light to participate and so forth. So these are some of the things.
So you are suggesting indirectly is that the same Grandin's Court can be converted into an indoor facility.
Yes, we have enough land there to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. And with technology today, car parks can be dumped to the bottom and the building on top. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, I think we have come to the point where we would have to close the curtains on this segment. So let me offer the opportunity for your closing remarks. Chairman?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I just want to say, so we're at a time right now where more international students, athletes have been recruited, right? So we're in the perfect time, right? In terms of in the U.S. college system, in terms of going professional, of getting a degree. So we have to take advantage of that, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of coaches are looking towards the Caribbean for athletes now. Mm-hmm. It has changed the way recruiting is done. No longer are you finding all the athletes, good athletes from the U.S. They're all over the world, Africa, the Caribbean, wherever. So we got to take advantage of that and start preparing those athletes for these opportunities, right? We got to be ready, and we got to stay ready because they're going to come and look towards the Caribbean for athletes. So I want to, encourage coaches in Grenada here to take this seriously and start, preparing these athletes, well trained. Because remember, at a young age, when you coach a kid, right, the kid could decide if he want to quit or if he want to continue on the path. Right. So you got to have young qualified coaches to train these young kids so they stay on the journey when they're ready to attend college. So I just want to encourage parents, coaches, corporate Grenada, the ministry, the government to keep pushing, right? Keep building our infrastructure, our sports development. We cannot stay the same way we were 20 years ago. We got to take the next step.
Well, we do have a dynamic leader in the minister who's responsible for youth and sport, the Honorable Delma Thomas, and she is joined by the parliamentary secretary in that ministry, that's Senator Francis. So I think you probably would see greatness coming out of the Ministry of Sport, Youth and Sport, with respect to your initiatives and the assistance that is required to get things moving. So thank you very much for coming in. And Coach Paul, your final words.
Well, yes, I want to say the coaches that are coming in that cadre of coaches, we have a Grenadian coach who have won Coach of the Year for 2 consecutive years in the name of Brendan Bain, an athlete who grew up under my training. So he is now coming back to work with girls. We are including girls this year in the program. We're going to have 10 girls, and he's going to be the one responsible for developing our young ladies and in the camp. So we have widened the scope of we had 25 boys last year. This year we have 20 boys and 10 girls, and we are bringing in more coaches. Brendan has been added to the team, and Kevin Christopher, Prime Minister brother, he's coming again to support. We have a lot of coaches coming down now to participate, and Grenadian born. So we're asking Grenada to come out, support this event, support the initiative, so that we can just give young talent the opportunity to become better.
Fantastic. Finally, Karen, let me ask you. I am sure Prime Minister must have taken the opportunity to shoot a couple balls.
Yes.
How did he do?
Well, I think he missed the first 5 or 6, and then he kept going. I mean, he kept cheering on. I think he probably got one maybe after 10 minutes or so. I don't know. But he has a strong interest in sports. And,
Well, if it was a legal basket, then he probably would have shot better.
Right. Or maybe his son should give. I think his son plays, so maybe his son could give him lessons.
Yeah, some coaching. Well. Put it that way. You can't be good at everything.
Exactly.
There you go.
Well, gentlemen, thank you also very much for coming into the Heartbeat today and for sharing and so forth with respect to the Kellon Baptiste Foundation and what you're doing and the great work that you're doing with young athletes.
Yes.
This is wonderful indeed, and augurs very well for Grenada's development, not just in sport tourism, and it can spill over into just about several other areas that would be beneficial to Grenada. So thank you very much, and come again when you have some, other news to share with us
Thank you.
as to how the young athletes are progressing worldwide.
Well, Terry, I hope you would have a theme, one of the team on the court for the 5 days where you can see, or you're welcome to come, so you have hands-on, first-hand experience in what is taking place. Yes.
Fantastic, and I'll shoot a few hoops. Thank you very much indeed. At this time, we will move to the second segment in a short while. We'll just break for just a couple of seconds, and we will be having, we wish to share with you the full presentation of Senator the Honorable Claudette Joseph, Minister for Labor, as she delivered her address on Labor Day. So stay with us. This is coming up in a moment.
We are at the Sutters Medical, I will use the word complex because we've got the environmental health, we've got the main medical station, we've got the nurses' quarters, and what used to be the maternity ward. This is one of the stops that we are making today at visiting all of the medical stations, or some of the medical stations in St. Andrew and St. Patrick and St. David. The intention is to make sure that we can quickly ramp up repair, renovation, and improvement work on these clinics that we're visiting. We came ourselves to see the condition that the nurses, our citizens, the patients, doctors are working in. The aim is to make sure that under the various projects that we have, we can galvanize action quickly to start the renovation and improvement of these various sites.
Myself, Prime Minister, Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, and members of the senior management team at the Ministry of Health, just visiting various health centers and medical stations around the country. We have 36 such centers around the country, and we basically want to get a first-hand understanding of what is laid up for us in terms of the work to be done. This is one of the steps taken alongside a larger agenda of transforming healthcare in Grenada, and in particular, looking at how we can strengthen primary healthcare, because it is necessary for us to ensure that the centers around the country are fit for use. What we've recognized based on the centers that we visited this morning, some are closed, some have been abandoned, and because of years of depreciation without repairs, without renovations. And so we have, in some cases, to do complete demolition and rebuild. Most of the centers need very, very significant repairs, renovations, as the case may be.
Today as MIT, we are here with the Ministry of Infrastructure and the Ministry of Health. And the aim today is to really work along with the two ministries to see how we can refurbish our medical centers, bring them up to speed and up to mark so that we can benefit or serve the people of our communities in a better manner.
My name is Kevin Blash and I'm the Chief Technical Officer with the Ministry of Infrastructure. We're here today making several visits with the Ministry of Health to be able to support them in improving the quality of primary healthcare facilities here in Grenada. Today is just a day for preliminary assessments, and we will do some more detailed assessments in the coming weeks just to be able to undertake the necessary works to upgrade all of the facilities we have in consideration.
Thank you for being part of the Heartbeat today, and join us again next Sunday when we'll have an equally interesting dialogue for you. Thank you, and see you next Sunday. Here now is Senator the Honorable Claudette Joseph, Minister for Labor, as she made her presentation at the last May Day celebrations.
Good afternoon. I can hear you. Good afternoon. Thank you. I pause on a sad note to extend the sincerest condolences to the people of St. Mark, and in particular, the family of Wello, who was a member of the trade union movement in Grenada, and also to the families of those who were injured in the recent incident in this community. We encourage you to keep the faith and to have trust and confidence in the officers of the Royal Grenada Police Force as they do their work in investigating and resolving this matter. I greet you, brothers and sisters, and I extend warm solidarity on behalf of our beloved Prime Minister, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, the Cabinet. Yes, I hear some round of applause at the mention of the name of the Prime Minister, and I appreciate that. The Cabinet of Ministers, I also greet you on their behalf. Our Labour Commissioner and everyone at the Ministry of Legal Affairs, Labour and Consumer Affairs. And of course, I greet you on my own behalf on this special day for workers. Happy International Workers' Day to all workers of Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique. I thank you humbly for the invitation extended to join you today. I don't mind the blows because I had a nice little chip coming down the road with the unions. I did a little chip with PWU, with TAU, and with the Banker General Workers Union. So I'm fit and ready for the blows. I am here today with a deep sense of satisfaction and joy, and I commend you on the theme that you've chosen for today, it being defending workers' rights, rebuilding solidarity, securing justice and fairness as we march forward together. Brothers and sisters, comrades, did the mic go? Brothers and sisters, comrades, the theme for this year's celebration could not be more appropriate. It reflects my government's policies and actions towards all workers of this nation since assuming office in June 2022. Every action taken served to protect and improve the rights of workers while rebuilding trust and confidence in government as a partner rather than an adversary. Since 2022, we have been working together in harmony with our comrades in the trade union movement as well as other social partners. Even when we disagree on the how, we have done so respectfully, and we have almost never disagreed on the why, because we have always acted together towards improving the lives of workers. Brothers and sisters in the labor movement, I want you to listen carefully to what I am about to say. My government and I are fully aware of the tremendous pain and suffering you have endured in the past. The disrespect, the betrayal, the neglect, the reneging on agreements, the trickery, the tomfoolery. All of these experiences, we understand, caused you great pain and instinctively mistrust of government as an employer. We, your government, have been working to rebuild that trust and confidence and mutual respect. As your Minister for Labor, I have been diligent and deliberate in that quest. I ask that you look carefully and objectively at all that we have done since 2022. And I know you will agree with me. Not once have we betrayed you. Not once have we neglected you. Not once have we reneged on an agreement with you. Not once have we tricked you. Not once have we tomfooled you. Therefore, we have given you no reason not to have trust and confidence in us, your government. And we have given you no reason to believe that in every action we take, we do not have your best interests at heart. Indeed, the fact is, in every action we take, we have your best interests at heart. That is why, comrades, I ask for your support for the steps taken in your best interests, including the matters relating to the amendment of the Labor Code. And no, it's not a new Labor Code. It is a code that was passed into law since 2016, but the previous administration were too incompetent or lazy to do what is right, to bring it into force. That is what we are going to be amending, together with some new progressive aspects, including extending maternity leave and introducing paternity leave for the first time in any country in the English-speaking Caribbean. Brothers and sisters, I take this opportunity to highlight only some of the actions that this administration has taken, or is taking, or has given the commitment to take. Has taken, is taking, or will take. And these steps are all intended to defend, protect, and improve the rights of workers while securing justice and fairness. Brothers and sisters, our short track record shows that On 1st January 2024, we successfully implemented the new minimum wages order. That increased wages for several categories of workers, including security officers, cleaners, caregivers, construction workers, hospitality workers, and clerical workers, and extending the protections to sanitation workers, media workers, and call center workers, which was never done before. Furthermore, brothers and sisters, this administration took the bold step to ensure that our women receive equal pay for equal work. This, in fact, has been on the books for some time, but has never been rigorously implemented. These steps of ours secure justice and fairness by equalization of the minimum wages across gender, defending workers' rights, and ensuring that the fundamental principle of equal work for equal pay is realized. Brothers and sisters, through the discriminatory hiring practices of the previous administration, with all kinds and manners of contracts and engagement, a significant number of employees of government were without public sector pension. This NDC administration made a commitment to address this injustice, and we did, while securing the pension of existing workers. We did so within the laws, the confines of the existing Pension Act. In the treatment of public work sector pension, my government demonstrated its commitment to defending the rights, not to mention the constitutional rights of workers, while securing justice and fairness for all workers. We took the bold and transformative step of enacting the Public Sector Employees Pension Fund Act 2024. This act helps to create a more equitable and sustainable retirement system in Grenada by enhancing retirement security and ensuring that workers that were not previously entitled to a pension now have a secure source of income upon retirement. I know I hear a round of applause for that. Brothers and sisters, the result, all public sector workers and those at statutory bodies are guaranteed a pension on retirement. This ensures that workers maintain a decent standard of living and avoid poverty in their golden age, a cry that public sector workers made for over 40 years that went unheeded. This law also improves social equity by removing the disparity that existed between established and unestablished workers. It also promotes fairer and more inclusive social security system. And this, brothers and sisters, I will make bold to say, is the single most impactful piece of legislation passed since the NIS Act of 1983. Don't hear the truth and call it a lie. You're going to end up in hell. This new contributory pension plan will cover 3,600 government employees who were previously not included under the existing pension arrangement. Here are some statistics, brothers and sisters. To date, 2,556 workers are registered with the new pension plan, with a total monthly deduction of $4,676,584.56. Additionally, brothers and sisters, to secure their years of service, my government injected the sum of $11.3 million into this new pension fund, representing 100% of past service contributions. That, my brothers and sisters, is the transformation we promise. And to brothers and sisters, this is a clear demonstration of this government's defending the right of workers in a just and fair manner. Brothers and sisters, the government continues to honor its commitment to regularize public sector workers who previously had no job security. Phase 1 of the process, which targeted 300 officers on probation, officers on assignment, officers holding acting appointments, sisters and brothers, exceeded its target. In phase 1, brothers and sisters, 224 teachers. Brothers and sisters, many of the people regularized in this process are being regularized with pension and retirement benefits under the 1958 law. Brothers and sisters, 1,771 positions are currently being validated for appointment of officers, bringing the total number of workers regularized in 2025, or to be regularized in 2025, to 1,870. That is sobering. Phase 3 of the regularization process will target 3,316 workers, including those holding contracts for service and Imani trainings, to be considered for regularization, hopefully by December of this year. In the schedule, this is on schedule, brothers and sisters, and my government has allocated $22.7 million in this year's budget to cover the regularization exercise. That is in addition to the 11.3 already injected into the new pension fund. Brothers and sisters, this administration defended workers enrolled in the exploitative Imani program. We mandated that those engaged in the private sector be given full-time status. That is after we set those in the public sector on the regularization path by issuing them with contracts of employment. Most private sector employers cooperated, and we thank them for this. For those who refused to cooperate, brothers and sisters, we removed the Imani workers from those workplaces. Yes, we removed the Imani workers from those workplaces. There were about 37 of them, and that is what the opposition trying to spin to make political mileage. But it won't work, brothers and sisters, because I know you, the workers, know exactly what is happening. To avoid hardship on these workers who we remove from these exploitative circumstances, we continue to pay them the stipend, which we bumped up to the minimum wage last year, while arrangements are being made to assist them with securing full-time jobs. We want them to enjoy the same rights and benefits of all workers because they do the same work in some instances as salaried workers. This administration is saying no to exploitation of persons enrolled in the Imani program. And this is another clear demonstration of us, your government, securing the rights of workers in a just and fair manner. Brothers and sisters, this government, your government, ensured that salary increases, increments, and fringe benefits for the year 2025, estimated at $1,299,410.64, that your unions negotiated on your behalf were honored on time. No marching in the sun, no marching in the rain, honored on time. Another clear demonstration, brothers and sisters, of this administration securing the rights of workers in a just and fair manner. Brothers and sisters, this administration resolved the painful issue left festering since 1995. I'm going to repeat that. Left festering since 1995 of pay and grade for our hard-working and dedicated members of the Royal Grenada Police Force. This was a legacy of neglect by the former administration that we had to fix. This adjustment took effect from 1st January 2025 at an estimated cost of $6.5 million, positively impacting over 1,000 members of the Royal Grenada Police Force. The average increase in pay for constables is estimated at $750.74 per month. Yet, brothers and sisters, another clear demonstration of this administration securing rights of workers in a just and fair manner. Brothers and sisters, this administration paid out I want you to listen carefully to this one now so you could tell your friends who have already gone for lunch, because some inaccuracies were peddled right here on this platform. Brothers and sisters, my administration paid out $168,000 in termination benefits to workers who were dismissed in Carriacou and Pirimatnik, who you commonly call the Carriacou Five, and $88,000 to former workers of the Ministry of Works. A total of $256,000, just over $250,000, not millions as falsely reported by the media and respectfully, irresponsibly repeated here today by the President of the Public Workers Union. Despite all the negative rhetoric bandied about in the media about political victimization, this administration, without political interference, abided by the recommendations of the Labor Commissioner in respect of these two disputes, without political interference, when the employer in this case, in these two cases, was the government, was your government. And we did not interfere in the resolution of the matter and abided the recommendations by the Labor Commissioner after she heard both sides. I want to place on record that the labor dispute resolution mechanism set out in the law is respected by this administration. We don't have no recommendations from the Labor Commissioner or the minister that is drafted and written on the 6th floor and sent back down, as happened in the past. Everything is resolved at the Ministry of Labor with the competent staff, the capacity of which we have built over the last 2 years. So those claiming that millions were paid out are either honestly mistaken or trying to rewrite history. Because we all know that millions were paid out for victimization and wrongful termination of public workers under the previous NNP government of Keith Mitchell and Emmeline Pear. That's what we know. They are the ones who had to pay millions to Richard Duncan, Gemma Bain Thomas, Irvin McQueen, Nolan Murray, Rachel Roberts, and many more. So let's not be misinformed or rewrite history. Brothers and sisters, rest assured that the ruling of the arbitration tribunal that was established under my watch, established by me to hear the trade dispute between Grenlec and Tau on behalf of Callista Braffett and Dwight Francis will be honored. Officials from Grenlec have already articulated their commitment to honor and adhere to the results of the tribunal. Indeed, I would stand here and say they have no choice, because the arbitration agreement signed by both parties at Article 8.f, I think it is, provided for the finding of the tribunal to be final and binding. And this administration has not shown that it would allow for the laws to be flouted, and we do not intend to begin to do so. Brothers and sisters, the Labor Commissioner and her staff are allowed to do their jobs without political interference or fear of retribution. In 2024, the Department of Labor resolved 197. Mr. Mitchell, I want you to sit up and listen to what I'm about to say. The Department of Labor resolved 197 of the 217 disputes lodged with the department. 25 of those refer to trade disputes, trade unions, or companies with trade unions. The rest are individuals. We conducted 163 labor inspections, but before I tell you about the labor inspections, I want to address specifically a matter that Mr. Mitchell raised, that he says is languishing at the Ministry of Labor. The truth, brothers and sisters, is that the matter was fixed by the Labor Commissioner for treatment, for conciliation, and it was the lawyers of the Bank and General Workers Union who wrote to ask for the matter to be postponed because aspects of the dispute are in the courts. So please, come with truth. We don't mind licks, but we want fair licks. We want deserving licks. Don't come and try to make us look bad when the truth actually makes us look good. So, in addition to settling these disputes, we have conducted 163 labor inspections to ensure that employers comply with the laws of Grenada, the labor code, and occupational safety and health measures. More than any year in the history of the Labor Department. And this, my brothers and sisters, I say to you, is a clear demonstration of this administration securing the rights of workers in a just and fair manner. Brothers and sisters, occupational safety and health continues to be a priority for this administration. We recognize that a safe and healthy work environment is a fundamental principle and right at work that government as an employer is obligated to provide as any other employer. We have demonstrated our commitment to fulfilling our obligations in this regard by improving the working environment of many government facilities. Let me remind you that we inherited a demoralized public service, broken system, and sick buildings, and this is true throughout the public service. We are also in the process of renovating and retrofitting many government facilities throughout that were approved in the 2025 budget. And I will just name a few, brothers and sisters. The Royal Grenada Police Force headquarters, that has been renovated and they've moved in and they love it. The Grenville Police Station, the SSU camp at Point Celine, those are being renovated. The fire station, this is in this budget cycle. The Victoria Police Station. Brothers and sisters, teachers, members of the GUT, listen to me. The Grenada Christian Academy is now being constructed. The Calise Government School, the Sacred Heart RC, the St. Andrew's Anglican Primary School, the St. David's Catholic Secondary School, all in this year's budget, some already commenced. And so too, the Seventh-day Adventist Primary School at Archibald Avenue. Brothers and sisters, more on safe, healthy environments for our workers, recognizing issues of occupational safety and health. The Ministry of Finance is under renovation now. They just moved to the Galleria Mall temporarily so that those administrations, those ministries can be fixed. The Ministry of Legal Affairs has just moved in to spanking new facilities at the old NIS building. When I became Attorney General, I walked into a mole-infested office of the Attorney General with all the staff getting sick and with them saying, AG, yes, we have been asking about it. And I can tell you when I felt it, I walk in and your skin would start to itch. That is what Keith Mitchell and Emmeline Pear were doing to government workers. We moved out and had this new facility retrofitted, and the staff are now working comfortably and contented. The Ministries of Foreign Affairs and Infrastructure, those were renovated. The Ministry of Education is in the process of being renovated. Other ministries located in the ministerial complex, including the Ministry of Health, the courthouses in Victoria and Grenville, all planned for this budget cycle. Brothers and sisters, as Minister for Labor, I have also mandated the Labor Advisory Board to review the recommendations that were sitting gathering dust since 2015 relating to occupational safety and health, so that by the end of this year, we should have a bill to take to Parliament regarding occupational safety and health. So no longer would we have to rely on the goodwill and conscience of employers to ensure that their workers have a safe system and space of work, but that they will be mandated by law to do so. And this, brothers and sisters, I say to you, is a clear demonstration of your administration, your government securing the rights of workers in a just and fair manner. Brothers and sisters, the Labor Advisory Board, under the stewardship of the Labor Commissioner and with participation from your trade union representative body, they are working diligently to ensure that the amendments to the Labor Code are relevant and tailored to the needs of the present labor market. We are in the very final stages of the process, brothers and sisters. We have a draft bill in hand. It is being proofread and will soon be sent to your unions for review. We have reached consensus, I can report to you, on all aspects except one little issue in relation to the dispute resolution mechanism. I am happy to announce the introduction under these amendments of paternity leave benefits for men and extension of maternity leave benefits for women, these were already approved by the National Insurance Board, and we thank them for this. Brothers and sisters, this revamped labor code will also feature a new dispute resolution mechanism, one that is accessible, easy, affordable, fast, and non-discriminatory. This system will also contribute to the rule of law and perform its functions impartially, independently, and professionally, and in a transparent and accountable manner. I ask you as your Minister for Labor and your Attorney General to trust us on this, that we will have a dispute resolution mechanism that will withstand the test of times and shocks. We hope to continue the dialogue with the trade unions because this is the only outstanding matter in relation to the amendments to the Labor Code. And brothers and sisters, these amendments to the Labor Code that we are going to bring to you are again demonstrative of your administration securing the rights of workers in a just and fair manner. Brothers and sisters, as I close, I take this opportunity to reaffirm this government's unwavering commitments to the workers of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Through our actions, we continue to demonstrate this. Significant progress has been made by us enacting legislation and strengthening policy and administrative and procedural frameworks to better your lives as workers. I thank you. I thank you for working with us in a constructive, productive, and non-confrontational manner over the last 2.5 years. And as we bring these benefits to all of our workers, we ask for, as President of the Public Workers Union said, an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. That's all we ask for. My comrades from the labor movement, let us continue to work together to build and advance the lives of our workers. To the workers of this nation, this government will continue to take actions to secure your rights in a just and fair manner, in ways that no other administration has done in the past. Let us march forward together in solidarity to build a prosperous Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Long live the workers of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Viva la gente de la Cuba. Forward ever. I said forward ever. You have to say backward never loud because we're not going back to Keith Mitchell and Emily Pierre. Thank you and have a blessed day. Enjoy the rest of your Workers' Day.